Today's missile hit Israeli hospital. The window smashed, the ceiling collapsed, and part of the building is on fire. Trump weighs possible U.S. action.
I have ideas as to what to do. I like to make the final decision 1 second before it's due.
Karen Reed acquitted.
I could not be standing here without these amazing supporters.
Good morning, I'm Steve Chasen. With the CBS World News Roundup, President Trump considers possible U.S. involvement as Israel and Iran trade attacks. This morning, Iran fired a missile that hit a major hospital in southern Israel. Here's CBS's Deborah Patton.
The moment an Iranian missile slammed into Soroka Hospital in Beersheba this morning. Inside, panic and chaos as doctors and patients fled to the bomb shelters. The emergency room was operational at the time of the attack, but there were only minor injuries. The hospital says the old surgical building was damaged, but that it had been evacuated days before the strike.
CBS News has learned President Trump has approved a plan for U.S. involvement, but has not made a final decision to strike Iran. CBS's Ed O'Keefe is at the White House.
President Trump, at least publicly, says he's not ready to make a call on U.S. involvement.
I like to make the final decision 1 second before it's due.
Because things change. CBS News has learned the president approved unspecified attack plans as an option, but is holding off in case Iran agrees to abandon its nuclear program. And the White House is waiting for more of the U.S. military assets to arrive in the region. A mix of fighter aircraft, F-16s, F-22s, and F-35s are en route. And the USS Ford Carrier Strike Group is already deploying to Europe next week, putting 3 naval carrier strike groups closer to the conflict. In anticipation, administration officials say Iran is readying missiles and equipment for strikes on American bases as the U.S. joins Israel's military campaign.
Severe storms in the nation's midsection, triple-digit heat in parts of the West. CBS's Andres Gutierrez has more.
More than 60 million people are under the threat for severe storms spreading from the Midwest, where heavy sheets of rain have already soaked Indiana.
Yeah, it's a tornado.
The National Weather Service confirmed a tornado touchdown near Clarksville, Missouri, and in Macomb County, Michigan, where it tore down trees and power lines and caused flooding. But in addition to severe weather, the U.S. is also bracing for extremely hot weather. Several states across the country will experience temperatures reaching triple digits. Here in southern Nevada, an extreme heat warning remains in effect, with temperatures ranging from 105 to 115 degrees. And first responders say they're feeling the impact.
This is certainly the time of year where we see an uptick in calls that are heat-related.
Forecasters say Eric has been upgraded to an extremely dangerous Category 4 hurricane near southern Mexico's Pacific coast. Top sustained winds 145 miles an hour. It took 2 trials, but Karen Reed is now free from charges that she killed her police officer boyfriend. Massachusetts jury in her retrial found her not guilty of murder and manslaughter. Christina Rex of CBS Boston.
Defendant not guilty or guilty?
Tears erupted outside the Massachusetts courthouse as the verdict was read. The jury found Karen Reed not guilty in the death of John O'Keefe. Moments later, Reed addressed her supporters outside the courthouse.
I could not be standing here without these amazing supporters.
Reed was accused of hitting and killing O'Keefe with her SUV after a night of drinking in 2022. Reed's first trial ended in a mistrial last year.
Reed was convicted on a drunk driving charge. 4 minutes after the hour.
Well, that's today's news. It's 64 degrees in Tracy, California. And I didn't hear any good news, did you? I didn't think so. I guess it's all about perspective. The glass is half full. Well, as always, I want to thank you again for coming along with me on these Dash Cab News adventures. You know the drill. Peace, love, and all that hippie jazz. Bye-bye, everybody.